Hello, good evening, and today we are in the third masterclass of the series of masterclass that I'm running for the entire year. And so today, what we are going to see is in this framework of Profit 7 masterclass that I'm running, the Profit 7 framework, we are going to see the second letter. And that second letter is nothing but R, and that is research. The importance of researching before you even meet your client and even after meeting the client. Yes, because that helps you to strike the right conversation so that you get a deal and you do not lose because of the price. So most B2B vendors, guys, lose orders after the meeting, not during it. And it's not because of price, it's not because of quality, but it's just because they did not understand the buyer's requirement, the buyer's need. Why is the buyer wanting to buy? And therefore, guys, it is said that in B2B sales, buyers don't buy products, they buy risk reduction. They want to buy from a person who will timely deliver, who will deliver the right quality. They're even ready to pay an extra price, but they do not want to be embarrassed in front of their manufacturing clients, yes, to whom they are a supplier when they take a component, when they take a product from you. And therefore, guys, it is said that 60% of B2B buying is driven by risk avoidance and not by price. Yes, definitely there are people who go for price. That's their criteria. But 60% of the buying decision happens based on risk reduction. They cannot risk their reputation, they cannot risk their name in the market, because once they lose that reputation, it's very difficult to regain, because maybe they have built it over time. Yes, so this is just a background before we actually go into studying this topic of research. So let me just share very quickly with you something that I want to share. Just give me a moment. I'm just trying to share those things with you. So now what I will be sharing is a presentation. Just let me know if is this the case even with you? Yeah. Is this the case even with you when you go to meet your client? Does this happen with you? Yeah. So here it is. Just a moment. Okay. So yeah, I hope you're able to see the screen, what I'm trying to show. I'll just share the screen. Just watch it. Is this also happening with you? Like if you see on the screen, yeah, when you go to meet your prospect, whoever is a decision-making authority, it may be a plant head, it may be a purchase head, it may be even the business owner. You are a manufacturing unit that produces some component, or you are a service provider, yeah. And when you go to meet your prospect, yeah, they say we are comparing. They will take many quotations from even different manufacturing units and from different service providers who are providing the same service as you are providing. Yeah. And then the second thing is the rate is a little high. They may say your rate is high. Then they will ask you the quotation. And what happens after that? Then they say, we'll get back to you. And the story is they never get back, and you, for your surprise, come to know that someone else has got the deal. You have lost it. Yes. And the reason is given that because maybe your price was high or whatever. Now, the problem is not the price, the problem is the conversation that you had. And that is exactly what we are going to discuss right now. So, these are the four things that I want to share with you today. The research, I'm going to share the framework called as REAL. Yes, before quoting the solution, we first ask what you should actually ask before even giving the quotation is we first ask what problem made this purchase necessary. Try to understand why do they want to buy that particular product. Yes, try to understand why they want to actually buy the product. And for this, I'm going to give you an analogy of an electrical component producing manufacturing unit. Yes, of an electrical producing manufacturing unit. So let's take this example. So the the authority from this particular company goes to the manufacturing company to sell a component which is maybe a smaller part in a larger machine of that particular company. So when he goes, they ask what rating panel you need. Now, this component is an electric panel of a shop floor machine. Okay, this company produces the electrical panel of a shop floor machine. So when he goes to sell this, maybe there is a very big order. So they ask what rating panel you need, what is the specification, what is your target price, and they quote, they wait, and they lose on the price. So instead, what does this particular salesperson of this company should actually do? Instead, he should be asking what triggered the need for this new panel. May I understand? Yes, even if he asks the court, he can ask him, may I understand what triggered the need? Yes, and this will make the buyer open up and tell his actual burning issue, why he actually decided now to buy this particular product. So the buyer reveals old panel failed. Maybe he said old panel failed during peak production. Maybe he may say that. He may say it caused 4 hours of downtime. He may say the management pressure is high. So, what is the insight that you get as a seller? The insight that you get is this is a damage control buying. The need is high. Yes, the need is high. And if you can guarantee that this product that you are selling to them will avoid all his this problems that he mentioned. First problem that he mentioned was that it fails during peak production. And if you say that your product will not fail during peak production. Second, he said it caused 4 hours of downtime. If you say it will not cause a downtime, he says the management pressure is high. He says you can be at peace from the management pressure if you buy this product. So you see how changing the conversation from quotation to the actual need of buying changes the entire conversation, the entire context. The second E that you see here, guys, is exposure. What risk does the buyer face if this goes wrong? Yes, what is the real risk if this solution fails? Try to understand that. Production delay, audit failure, rejection. Yes, what is all this costing to the buyer? Try to understand that. Then you will be able to sell very well. And the third, like for example, here, if the vendor says, if this panel trips again, what gets affected on the shop floor? He can ask this. The buyer might say, entire assembly line shop floor stops. 40 workers sit idle. Rupees 8 to 10 lakh loss per shift. Imagine now your product becomes a hero product and it's not just a commodity, it becomes a solution. The third, guys, is authority. Try to understand here that you see, yeah, here that you see. And therefore, guys, if you see that the third solution, the third thing here is before pricing, you need to ask all these. Yeah, before pricing, get to know who's the authority. Yes, who's the authority who can block the decision from happening. So if you see this here, yeah, this is the third thing that you need to take care of. You have already first, yes, changed the conversation from quotation to making your product as a solution. Here you try to know what are the risks, right? And now thirdly, you see who are the people, who are the decision makers, who are the stakeholders, right? So for example, here in this case of this company that is selling an electrical component, which is a small part of a big machine to another manufacturing company, yes, the vendor, may say, apart from purchase, who else signs on this panel? Yes, you can ask this. Apart from purchase, so there is a way of asking you. You do not directly ask who is the decision maker? Yes, that's not the way of asking. There is a technique, there is a tag of asking this, and then the buyer might reply to you that the purchase initiates the purchase department initiates it, the maintenance department recommends it, the plant head approves it. Now, what is the insight that you get when the buyer shares this with you? You get the insight that if a vendor talks only to purchase, he will lose. Yes, because the purchase is not the only decision maker. There are others who are deciding, who are influencing, and who can also block this purchase from happening, right? So you need to know who are the decision makers, influencers, stakeholders who are actually going to make your deal crack, because it's not always only one person, there is a chain, right? So here you saw there was purchase, there was maintenance, and there was the plant head, right? So, and it can also be the quality team who will sanction that yes, this component is really good, it meets all the standards, and it's safe, it's of high quality. And now lastly, guys, let's go to the, so this was understanding the real need. This was about, just a minute, let me change the color of this. So this was understanding the real need. This was understanding the risks that they have. Yes, exposing the risks. And this was trying to know who is the authority. And now, lastly, whenever you are having your conversation with a decision maker, you have gone to the company, try to understand the loss. Yes. So, let me give you an example of the same company. So, we are here now taking the example of this electrical component company. We are sticking to the same example throughout this masterclass. You can adapt and, adapt it to your product, adapt it to your business. So what happens here? You need to understand what happens if they delay or choose wrong. Yes, what is the cost of delay? What is the cost of choosing wrong? So understand the cost, the credibility, the downtime, the penalties. So the vendor here says, if cheaper panels fail again, what happens? Just ask this question. So maybe the buyer will tell you that if the panels fail, the maintenance manager gets blamed. Yes, the maintenance manager gets blamed. The plant head gets an escalation. The vendor is blacklisted. Now, what is the insight that you get as a seller, that you get as a vendor who has gone there to sell his product, to gone there to sell his service or anything that you're selling? Yes, the you get the insight that the buyer is trying to protect his job, his reputation, and his peace of mind. And these are the real selling points for you to sell. So when he's answering you, you are actually getting the data points, the selling points on what point you need to sell, you need to pitch your product. Do not talk about the specifications, do not talk about the price. Yes, this is the real conversation that you need to have when you're trying to sell your product. And therefore, when you have such kind of conversation, you come to know the hidden cost. You come to know the missed deadlines. You come to know the trust that is getting eroded. You come to know the customers' penalties. Yes, you so in all these four, what have you come to know is the actual reason why the buyer is wanting to buy from you. Yes, you come to know the actual reason why the buyer is trying to buy from you. And so now I want you to take a look at this worksheet that I'm sharing with you. Yes. So whenever you're wanting to sell your product, and these deals are not in thousands, they are in lakhs, they are in CRs when you are into a B2B sales. Yes, understanding this is actually earning yourself $1 million. So this is five critical questions you need to ask before your pitch in a B2B manufacturing, in the vendor, and any sales actually. Yeah, not just B2B. So use this worksheet in your first meeting. Do not pitch, do not quote, only listen, probe, and understand the risk. I have explained you all this, and now I am giving you a worksheet. So, the first thing, reason. Understand the reason for buying. Buy now. Why is he trying to buy now? Yeah. What triggered this purchase at this moment? So, understand the why now. Yeah. The second is exposure. What can go wrong? There is a way to ask in which the buyer will tell you what will go wrong if he takes a faulty product, if he takes a product from someone who's not delivering quality. Yes, so exposure, what can go wrong? Yes, if this product or service fails, what is the real risk involved? Production loss, audit failures, safety issue, reputation damage, or personal accountability. The third is authority. Try to know who all are involved in this chain of decision making. Is it a purchase head? Is it a maintenance manager? Is it a plant head? Is it a quality? Yes. So try to understand who truly decides. Who truly decides. Yeah. And lastly, loss. What happens? Cost of delay or wrong choice. If they delay buying from you, if they delay buying this particular, pass this tender, or do not procrastinate or delay or make the deal very slow. So cost of delay, try to understand the cost of delay. Yes, so this is a worksheet that you need to work on before going for your meeting. Yeah. So what I've tried to do is that same worksheet is diagrammatically represented here. And the acronym, if you must have observed, is REAL. R, E, A, and L. Reason, exposure, authority, and loss. Yes? So to structure this a little more further and bring a little more clarity to zoom in into this so that you increase your confidence when you're trying to sell and when you're trying to sell and you get the deal. Yes. So let's break it down, break this real down, the reason, exposure, authority and loss further down. Yes. Now this you need to do after your first meeting. In your first meeting, you have not sold anything. You just came to know the real reason why the buyer wants to buy. Now, this is exactly what you do after your meeting. Yes. So understand this, work on this worksheet after you come from your first meeting, and then you're going to meet that person again. Yes. So the first meeting agenda intention was only to understand the real need, to understand the real pain point of the buyer. So in this, There are seven heads under which you need to do your research. You need to fill in the data about how have you understood the client. So understand the business context. Yes, why why has this requirement come up now? Why, what is happening in the buyer's business that triggered this purchase? Second, yes, second, the operational risk. Try to understand the operational risk. If this product or service fails, what stops? Does it affect one machine, one department, or the entire operation? Because larger the pain, the more are the chances that there won't be any price conversations. Yes. The third is financial risk. Try to understand the financial risk. What is the financial impact if this goes wrong or gets delayed? Consider downtime cost, penalties, rework, rejected batches, or lost orders. You need to understand the business to be a good salesperson. The fourth, compliance and audit risk. Is this the burning issue of the client? Is this linked to audits, certifications, safety norms, or regulatory requirements? Who will be questioned or held accountable if compliance fails? All this data you may be wondering, but Elvis, why will he tell me all this? Definitely, he will be telling you all this if you ask the right questions. Yes, if you go there as a salesperson, no one is going to share this data with you. But if you go there as a consultant, as a physician, as a doctor who has gone to solve the problem, who has gone to give a solution, then definitely the front person who has the pain will tell you the symptoms. The fifth point here is the reputation. Is the reputation of the organization at stake? Try to understand this area, the fifth area. Whose internal credibility is at stake? Who will be blamed if this decision fails? Is it a plant head? Is it the owner? Is it a quality? Is it the maintenance? Is it a purchase? The sixth is decision and authority risk. Who approves this officially? Who influences it unofficially? Also understand that. Who can delay, who can block or change the decision? It's like a football game, yeah? You need to know who can block you from going towards the goal, yes? And then learn how to tackle that person. Yes, you may have to build a rapport, you may have to go and win the trust, you may have to go and educate. Yes. So all this is a part of the game of selling in a B2B sales. And the last is timeline risk. Yes. What happens if this is delayed by 1 week or 1 month? What operational or business pressure is created due to timelines? You may think, but Elvis, hey, there is no such time. Guys, this is the art of communication in your corporate, in your professional life, when you are meeting your prospect. Yes, you are the leader of the conversation. You need to lead the conversation, and you'll be only able be able to lead if you have these templates, if you have this structure, if you have these worksheets in hand. Yes, it is work. You will have to work because the cost of not doing this work is losing deals. And these deals are not small deals. These deals are in lakhs and CRs. Yes. And so, dear friends, what you see right in front of you on the screen is nothing but a diagrammatic representation of these seven still deeper layer steps which I shared with you about real. Yes, about understanding the real pain, the real need why the buyer is trying to buy. Because if you do this, guys, believe me, 70 to 80% of your deal is done. The deal is going to come to you and to no one else. So we just discussed all these areas. Yeah. We discussed this, financial, compliance, operational, compliances, reputation, and timeline. So when you're going next, please make sure after coming from the first meeting, in the first meeting, you just did REAL. After coming back from the first meeting, you are now doing the 7 steps. All this is the groundwork, the homework, the prior work that you need to do to ensure that your deal goes through. Yes. Friends, now going a little more deeper. Yes. Now, this is the proposal reframing worksheet. After doing the first two worksheets, you now know the buyer's need exactly, like an expert, like a doctor who is not just an MBBS but an MD. Yeah. The purpose is to reframe your proposal around business consequences so buyers decide faster and negotiate less. Yes, they decide faster and they negotiate less. And how to use this worksheet, guys? How to use this worksheet? Complete this after documenting buyer risks. You have now come to know all the risks, and after that, you work on this worksheet. Do not start with features, a very big mistake. Never do that, guys. Specifications, price. Most of the salesperson try to play on this, but this is the reason why your deals break, they do not go through because you have not done your groundwork. Maybe you are a lazy sales professional. Yes, you keep away, you avoid, you repel doing the hard work, the research that needs to be done. Yes, this worksheet helps you convert risks into decision driving language. Your language changes from a salesperson's language, from being salesy, from being pushy, to being a solution provider. And therefore, you now need to, yes, fill in and answer these for yourself before actually going to close the deal. Yes, so understand the buyer situation summary. Do this. In 1 or 2 lines, describe the buyer's current situation and their pressure. Why does this decision matter right now? Second, key risks identified. What are the key risks that you have identified for the buyer? Yes, so now you are a person who is not selling but who is serving, who is trying to serve, who's trying to, keep your buyer away from problem, to avoid problems coming to him, to avoid a lot of damage and a lot of losses coming to him. So list the top 3 risks the buyer faces if this requirement is not handled correctly or on time. See, you are still not selling. You are not selling. You are only guiding. Yes, you are not selling. You are only guiding. You are a consultant. If he prefers, he can buy from you. And if not, then he can buy from anyone else. But the most high chances are that he will buy from you because you have now won his trust. You're not just another vendor who is supplying the components. You are a consultant. You are like a coach. You are like a guide. Yes, because at the end of the day, you're not selling to a robot, you're not selling it to a bot, but you're selling it to a human being. You have built that relationship by following this entire process, this worksheet. This worksheet is not just for technical knowledge or to make your life difficult. It is so that you build a relationship so that you don't just get one time orders, but you get a lifetime value. The third, guys, is consequence of inaction or wrong decision. Yes, guide them. What happens if the buyer delays, chooses incorrectly, or prioritizes price over reliability? Think in terms of downtime, audit failure, loss. Yes, think in all these terms: loss production. Yes, penalties, blame, reputation loss, downtime, audit failure. Highlight these points, and you are not manipulating. You are just being concerned. You are just being caring to your buyer. Yeah. And the fourth, guys, is consequences of the right decision. Not just don't only make them afraid of what will go wrong for taking a wrong decision. Also explain to them what are the good things of taking the right decision, of taking the right product. Yes, so what improves when this is handled correctly? Consider stability. Yes, there won't be downtime. There won't be production loss. There won't be workers sitting idle in the shift and causing 8 to 10 lakh rupees of loss in profits. Peace of mind, predictability, audit confidence. The audit will not go fail. Yes. So, see, this is going scientific in your selling. And when you follow a process, you will definitely get a result. Yeah. And the fifth point is solution positioning statement. This is very important. Rewrite your proposal opening in consequence language. The example here is, yeah, you say this solution ensures that, use this statement as it is in whatever, the mails that you're sending to your buyer, the brochures or whatever you're giving, maybe even on your websites. Yes, use these statements. This solution ensures that you avoid, so here it is, you avoid downtime and protects you from reputation lost or profit loss. So your operations remain consistent. Yes. The sixth point here is that feature translation. Only after framing consequences, translate features into support statements. Each feature must clearly support a consequence and not stand alone. The seventh is price justification anchor. State clearly why this price exists in relation to risk reduction and outcome protection. Avoid cost comparison. Anchor price to avoided losses and endured continuity. So this is the sheet with which you need to sit because your deals are going to drive your business. Yes. And so this is what you see on the screen is nothing but just a diagrammatic representation of what I just explained. Yes, all these points I just explained to you in the worksheet just now. Yes, if you wish, you can get all these worksheets. You can get the recording of this entire program. And there is a lot more that I'm going to share. Please stay tuned in this video. So next time, to make things easy, to summarize the things, okay? Next time when you go, before you're going for any sales, these worksheets will definitely help you. Yeah, when you work these worksheets will work for you. So remember these, in short, I'm just trying to summarize this. This is like a formula that I'm giving you. Yeah, remember these points. The R, that is, understand the real need why they want to buy, the real reason. E is exposure. Yes, what can go wrong? They will expose to you, they will tell you the reasons why they are buying. The A is authority. Who is the actual decision maker who's actually going to sanction and say, yes, let's go ahead and buy from you? And the L is the loss. What if they buy it from the wrong person? What all things will go wrong? Yes, so remember REAL. So, explaining this a little more, the R here that you see, the R is nothing but why now? Why do they want this product now? Just ask yourself, okay? Try to know this when you go into the meeting. The E is try to understand what can go wrong. What can go wrong? Yes. What can go wrong if they do not buy this product, if they buy a faulty one? The A is nothing but who gets blamed. If this product fails, if things don't go well, who gets blamed? And this will give you the answer who are the decision makers to finally sanction your order. And the L is what's the cost of failure? What's the cost of failure? Yes. What are they going to lose? So if you can answer this, if you can find the answers for this, for which I have actually gone and given ahead to you the structure which you saw in the previous sheets. Yes, this sheet, if you as a business owner work on this, or if you make your team to work on this, yes, you are going to see in the next 3 to 6 months, your profits, your revenue is going to increase by 50%. I can guarantee you that. And so, if I had to make this learning a little more simpler for you so that you just don't learn, but you go ahead and execute, I will give you 3 steps. Okay, just 3 steps. Just 3 steps to implement in 1 minute. Step number one, whenever you're going for such deals, okay, maybe you yourself as a business owner or with your team, whether it's in person or in a meeting or telephonic or it's a video conferencing, remember this. Stop pitching. If you want to sell, stop pitching. Yes, stop pitching in the first meeting. Yes, never pitch in the first meeting. The first meeting is always to understand real, the reason, the exposure, the authority, and the loss. Yes, rather at least ask 5 questions. Yes, at least ask 5 questions before giving a solution. Ask at least 5 questions before giving a solution, offering some solution, or speaking about your product. The second step that you need to do is document the buyer's risks. Yes, write it down somewhere. Yes, what did the buyer say? He may not say it in very clear sentences, but you need to identify that while you're speaking. You need to be the leader of the conversation in the communication and not, the buyer. So not the buyer's specifications. Yes. So specifications are written, guys. Yeah, specifications are written, but risks are hidden. Risks are hidden, which you need to find out. Yes, and the price that you will get for finding out these hidden risks is that your deal will go through. Yes, isn't it such so amazing? And the last step that you need to do is, yeah, the last step that you need to do is the last step that you need to do is rephrase your proposal. Do not sell specifications, do not sell features, but sell risk avoidance, sell peace of mind, sell all those risks that the buyer has mentioned. So don't sell features. Yeah, features do not sell. Yes, if you try to sell features, then you will be compared on the criteria of price. And when you compare on the criteria of price, when you are compared with the criteria of price, you just become a commodity. You do not become a solution. Yes. So please take note of all these three areas. Yeah. To simplify the learnings, even if you do not want to work on those worksheets. But if you work on those worksheets, there's nothing like that. Yeah. And so now, guys, I want to show you something really amazing. Yes, all this research, all these worksheets, yes, definitely they will take a lot of time, they will take a lot of efforts, and maybe days and hours, and at times you may not have that much time. You may immediately need to go and go there, and there is an emergency, there is an order that is under pressure, under a very pressing pain that this order has come and it needs to be closed. There is no bandwidth of time, and for that reason I have created a GPT for you. If you see this, yes, the research the real needs, research the real needs, and in this GPT it will guide you. You just answer the prompts that this GPT will ask you, and it has taken a lot of research, guys. It has taken a lot of experience, all that I have known, and after speaking to business owners, after working with so many businesses, all that research has gone into this one GPT. And this can do the research for you to know this REAL which I shared with you. Yes, to know this REAL that I just shared with you, it will do it within a few seconds and minutes. Let me just give you a demo. So let's select one of these. Okay. Help me uncover my buyer's real pain. So I just select that. Now see what the the GPT does. This GPT has taken a lot of efforts, guys. I have fed it with all the data of this masterclass. If you want to execute this masterclass, you need this GPT. See this, guys. Stop listening for specifications, start listening for pressure. This is the GPT telling you. Use real lens to expose. Real is the exact framework and the acronym that I shared with you to understand the buyer's needs. Yes, see the steps. Document the pain. Yes, is it operational? Is it financial? Is it compliance? Translate the pain into consequences, a quick self check, and then finally you see, tell me where you want to go next. So, next, I can help you with turn this into a five exact questions for your next meeting. So, if you say that, it will give you those five questions which I mentioned to you. So, if I say yes, give me those five questions. Yes, it will give you those five questions. You don't need to sit and crack your head and go to different articles and sheets. Yes, see, these are the five real buying questions that it will give you. Yes. Do you see this? It's all generated within a few seconds, but yes, this GPT had to be designed and it's specially designed for you. Maybe you're a business owner, you're a sales team, you're a trainer, and you think that my pitches are not relevant. When I go and speak, it does not relate, it does not connect, it does not land well, and that is the reason I do not get the deal. So this is for you. Yes, this is for you. See, the GPT is actually guiding you to understand the buyer. Next step, I can tailor these five questions to your exact product. So you just tell the product, what is your product? Say, for example, your product is maybe a training service, okay? Or let's take any manufacturing component. Say you sell uh, castings, castings for castings for solar panels. Okay, this is your product. Okay, this is your product. See, it's so simple. It's all made simple in this GPT just for you so that you save time and you crack those deals. See, guys, this is the entire solution that it is giving you. It is preparing you for the meeting when you are going for the first meeting, after coming from the first meeting, and finally to close the deal. Check this, guys. What matters most for this solar project? It is telling you everything, how to use these correctly. Yes, what you need to do exactly. Then next, it is asking you, I can help you frame your casting quotation. Yes, using buyer loss language. I mentioned to you the decision making language that you need to use with a buyer. You say that and it will prepare that quotation for you. So all this, guys, is designed specifically. There has been a lot of hard work that has gone into it, a lot of efforts, a lot of study, and all these sheets that I have explained to you all has been fed to this GPT to design this GPT so that you do the buyer need analysis within a few seconds, within a few minutes, and you crack your $1 million deals that cost you in crores in B2B sales. As a trainer, maybe in lakhs and thousands. Yes. is right in front of you, what you see, what do you get in this? Yes, what will you be getting in this? You will be getting the recording of this entire masterclass. Yes, you will be getting the recording of this entire masterclass. So this is, guys, the advanced GPT guide which I'm giving you, okay, so that you can use GPT in the right manner. Because many of the people are still confused on how to use GPT and they're giving the wrong prompts. It's all about the prompt engineering. So what should you be doing, what you should not be doing, how not to use the GPT, the right mindset while using the GPT, the ideal input format, using GPT after a client meeting, using GPT before a critical follow-up. All these I'm giving you guys. All these are there in that masterclass execution kit. And this is the sheet which I mentioned to you is a thinking sheet. Now, this sheet is what you should already be knowing even before using the GPT which I'm going to give you. Yes, the buyer decision making GPT that I'm going to give you, even before knowing that, even before using that, you should be knowing all these things. Yes. So if you have clarity on the deal context, the reason why now, exposure, what can go wrong, yes, authority, who is involved, these are the inputs that you may need to give it to that GPT, which I have designed for you. And now you may say, now this sheet is the objection handling sheet. You may say, but Elvis, what if, the client is saying this and the client is saying that? For that, I have designed this, guys. So why do you need this now? Okay, why do you need this now? Say this instead. Do not say, why do you need this now? Just to align correctly, is this requirement linked to expansion, replacement, or compliance? The exact statements that you need to use when you're meeting your client. Yes, the do's and the don'ts. When the buyer says, just send a quotation, do not say, okay, I'll send the quotation. Do not say that. Yes, because there you're not going to get the real pain of the buyer. Rather, what you need to say is, I share the quote once, the one quick question so we don't over or under design the solution. Yes. So all these guys, the objection handling sheet also I'm giving you so that there is no room for not cracking, for not letting the deal go through. And so, guys, I hope that I have helped you overcome all these scenarios that you face in your B2B sales or in any sale, whether of a product or a service, or even as a solopreneur, as an entrepreneur, as a sales professional. So, I hope all these objections now, all the scenarios for you will now change, right? And this should not happen to you. An implementer. So just DM me on this number that you see. Just WhatsApp me on this number, that is 98900 73487, and I will give you the access of this masterclass execution kit. Yes, definitely there will be a nominal investment. Just DM me. and I will help you how you can get the access to this entire kit that has 9 different freebies. I'll repeat: the full recording of the session, the access to the customized buyer research GPT that I have designed specially for you, which has taken a lot of research and a lot of groundwork, many hours of work after all the experience. The third, you're getting a GPT guide sheet. The fourth, if you're a trainer, you're getting a 70 GB toolkit. Yes, which is worth 7,000. The fifth, you're getting an actionable downloadable sheets that I've shared in the presentation. The sixth is you're getting this presentation as well, what I have shared with you. The seventh is you will also get a one-to-one call if you have any doubts after this, after watching this masterclass, you can get on a call with me on the same number. The eighth thing that I'm giving you is the objection handling sheet. Even if you have any objections, and I have thought of all the objections that would come while you're in this B2B conversation for the sale to happen, I'm giving you that sheet as well. And lastly, the ninth thing, I'm also giving you a thinking sheet. And all this at a very nominal investment of only rupees 2,999. $1 million kit for just at the price of 2,999. So all the best, guys. Thanks for watching, and do share this with someone else. Yes, who can benefit from this. It will help them crack their $1 million deals with our worth in crores. Thank you.